Friends, today we are going to talk about a person who made history by surviving alone in the middle of the ocean for 438 days. Yes, friends, more than a year. Open sky above and all around, silent, terrifying ocean. No shore, no help, just a broken boat and the shadow of death looming everywhere. Set out to fish for just one day, but the ocean kept him captive for 438 days. No food, no water, no shelter, and no human. Zero hope of living, 100% guarantee of death. There were 2 people on that boat. Within 4 months, one passed away, but the other pushed death away and returned to the doorstep of life. Friends, how this person managed to keep himself alive for so many days will give you goosebumps. But friends, before starting the video, do subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is completely free for you, but it helps us a lot. So, let's start the video. The year was 2012. The date was 18th November. The morning in the small town of Pijijiapan on Mexico's southern coast was calm and normal. The sun was slowly rising above the surface of the sea, and the ocean appeared calm. Josh Alvarenga, 36. The year, in the same town in Mexico, he lived with his young daughter. He and his companion Ezekiel Cordoba, 22 years. They were both professional fishermen. Josh had years of experience in fishing, but Ezekiel was not as skilled. He had recently joined Josh in this work. Their job was to catch fish and sell them in the market for profit. For the past few days, they were getting good prices for the fish, but they were not able to catch much. So this time, they decided to go a little farther into the sea, where large-sized fish were found, which could be sold at good prices. They intended to go for just one day. But as soon as Josh was ready for the trip, an experienced fisherman warned him, "Don't go today. The sea's mood doesn't seem right." But Josh took his words lightly. "We will be back in just a few hours. Quick catch, quick sell, quick earn." Then Josh and Ezekiel set out in their small 7-meter-long boat, which had a single engine, a small radio, some ice, a box to keep fish, and some food. Their goal was to go about 120 kilometers into the sea. They had no idea this distance would force them to hover between life and death for 438 days. Initially, everything was fine. They were even finding fish. Within a few hours, they caught quite a lot of fish, but by the next day afternoon, the color of the sea began to change. The sky turned dark. The waves started to rise. The winds began to blow fiercely. Then a terrible storm began. A storm that lasted for 2 continuous days and changed their fate. The boat started bouncing with the waves. The engine stopped, and the radio also broke. Now they had no means of communication. It was neither from the shore nor from any ship. The storm was so dangerous that the waves began to pass over their boat. To save their lives, they put all the fish in the boat. The boats were thrown into the sea to lighten them and prevent sinking. Their intention was to return as soon as the storm stopped. But no matter how clever a human is in front of nature, helpless indeed. In just 2 days of the storm, their boat had drifted almost 400 kilometers towards the open ocean, where there was only water all around and no help. After the storm, the sea did calm, but their real struggle began now. The food was finished, drinking water too. Now, they had to collect rainwater to survive. Sometimes with their hands, sometimes in a corner of the boat. To satisfy their hunger, they had to catch birds floating in the sea, turtles, and sometimes fish too, which they ate raw. Josh had experience, but Ezekiel's body was gradually getting tired. He was very young, but not prepared mentally and physically for such a big fight. Then, for 4 months, he continued to struggle alongside Josh every day. He remained hungry, burned under the sun, fought storms, and lived with hope. But after the 4th month, his body gave up. He repeatedly fell ill and gradually even stopped speaking. Josh tried everything to keep his companion alive, but there was no doctor in this ocean, no medicine, and no way out. Then the day Ezekiel became silent forever. Josh had to himself surrender his body to the sea. His companion, who was with him for 4 months, was no more. Now Josh was completely alone. Josh did not know that he still had 9 more months ahead, with no shore, No path, no sound. Just a boat, waves, the sun, and his determination to survive. Josh was now completely alone, stuck in a boat that knew neither a shore nor a direction, and all around him spread a silence deeper than death. A blue, boundless ocean. That sea, which was not just depth, it was a predator, watching every breath of his. No sound, no human face, no hope. Just waves, cold, ruthless, eager to swallow him. Time seemed to have stopped. Every day, every moment, Josh felt that this struggle was not just against hunger and thirst. It was a battle for the existence of the human being hidden inside him. The sea wanted to suck not just his body, but his soul. Every morning when he woke up, it seemed, today is perhaps the last day. And every night he looked at the sky and thought, is this my last night? But when all hope was shattering, one thing kept him alive every day. His daughter's laughter, her eyes, her innocent voice. When Josh's spirit began to tire, those memories would hold him. They would tell him, you cannot lose. You have to live. For me. His body burned in the day's blazing sun. And at night, the bone-chilling wind froze his veins. There was nothing to eat, only foul-smelling water to drink, and a silence that was maddening. Josh sometimes talked to himself, answering himself. He gave. Because now he was beginning to forget what a real voice sounded like. 6 months had passed. And then one day, in the scorching afternoon sun, when Josh's eyes were burning in the brightness of the sun, he saw a gigantic ship on the distant horizon. His heart started pounding, as if life had returned to it. He waved his clothes in the air, shook the boat. He screamed, shouted, as if the entire ocean was echoing with his voice. But the reality was as merciless as this ocean. The ship did not even see him. No. His small boat was nothing more than a speck in the vast expanse of the blue ocean. Within just a few minutes, the ship disappeared, and with it vanished Josh's last hope. Josh was now a broken man. A man who questioned, will I ever see anyone again? He looked towards the sky, but there was only silence. Only the cruel laughter of the waves and the sobs of a lonely soul. 11 months had passed. Now, his boat was almost 8.